Welcome to INP4. Just a short video here on where you should cut your intermittent sutures. So we've got this level of the skin here where the surgery is being done. Obviously, everything underneath the skin, inside the body, is sterile. Relatively speaking, everything on the skin and outside in the world, we generally consider non-sterile, except for our sterile instruments, of course. So here you've got the sutures. You've got, obviously, this is the suture that's showing above the skin, and this is the suture that runs underneath the skin. So I've just made up 3 different areas we could cut. 2 of them are wrong, and 1 of them is correct. And it's important to understand the principles why. Let's look at point A first. If you take this suture, this black mark here, which is here, and on B it's here, and on C it's here, that's meant to be the knot that's tied in the suture. So you will usually find a knot somewhere. Now that knot could be anywhere along the suture line. It could be at the top, it could be on the side, and that is neither here nor there. Wherever the knot is, one principle I want you to take away is never cut through the suture knot. And you may think, why would someone even do that? Here's an example of someone who might be mistaken who's done that. They might think, you know what? It's really good to cut as close as I can to the skin. That's what we were taught in school. And that is true. And we'll see that later on in this video. It is good to cut as close as you can to the skin. But don't choose the side that has a knot if it's there. If you cut through that knot and then try to pull the suture out, you're going to pull half of that knot underneath the skin and potentially get it trapped under there. Anyways, whether you understand what I just said or not, walk away with this principle. Never cut through the suture knot. And most students wouldn't anyways. I've seen it done once and it didn't end well. So never cut through the suture knot. And that's why point A as a cut would be wrong. Point B, cutting at the top of this exposed suture is wrong too, because if you imagine cutting at point B and then pulling on this side, you're going to pull through all of this non-sterile suture over here down under into sterile area. That's not best practice. Could cause an infection. So point B as well is wrong. Point C. Now, regardless of where the suture knot is, you want to cut as close as you can to the skin without cutting through a knot, because when you cut close to the skin, then you pull up here and you're not pulling any non-sterile suture through. This part just simply rolls through and comes out, and nothing non-sterile is pulled through. So point C is correct. What do you walk away from this video? Never cut through the suture knot, and always cut as close as you can to the skin of the intermittent suture. Point C is your best choice.